Hey, there you are, guys. Welcome back to Cooks to the Rescue. Today we're going to be making struffole, otherwise known as struffoli. What a delicious, beautiful egg that is. We're going to be putting that into the food processor along with canola oil, vanilla extract. Zip that up, and then our dry ingredients, all-purpose flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, and some cinnamon. Gives a great flavor. That's going into a bowl with all the dry ingredients, which will then be added in. Woo! There we go. Going to be added into the liquid ingredients. And then it's going to go as dough into a bowl and into the fridge for 2 hours. So let's start off with 6 eggs. Make sure not to get those crunchy shells inside of the mix. Don't want to be crunching. 3/4 of a cup of canola oil. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Gives it a nice flavor. Now we're just going to blend that up. And for the dry ingredients, we have our 3 cups of flour. We're going to be adding in 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix all that up really well, and then we have to add it into the food processor 1 scoop at a time. Have that blending. Add every bit of it in. It's going to turn into a nice dough, which we're going to take out and start to knead and make sure that it's not sticking to the bowl. Knead it together, knead it. Work on that thing. See how it's not sticking? Jam it down, pan it down, flap it around. It's ready to go. So we put it into the bowl, cover it with saran wrap, and zoom into the refrigerator. Goes for 2 hours. Now we're adding in that canola oil to medium heat, a little bit of lemon zest on the dough, and then you're going to add your honey. You want to put a little bit of water in there to thin it out into a low heat, separate pan. We go back to our dough, start to knead it, plenty of flour, and we're just going to take out a nice ball of it. As you see, I'm going to rip that out, and then a piece of that is going to turn into the first roll. So it's like little tiny worms, little wormsers we're making here. See, it turns into a nice little worm, a tube, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to take our knife, once it's all rolled out, nice and thin, and start to just chop off little pieces of the struffole dough. Chop, 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 choppity chop. And we're then going to take those and turn them into small balls. And you see that piles growing up. So once that oil is nice and hot, medium heat, we're going to start dropping them in. They'll turn on their own. You'll see they get like a nice golden brown color. Very important that you don't overcook these things, guys, because then it's going to taste like wood. So you pull it out, drain out the oil, put it into a separate bowl with a paper towel. See how I'm just kind of sifting out that remaining oil. And then from that bowl, we're going to take and put it into the warmed up, thinned out honey. You just kind of mix it around for a few seconds, and then you just pop it into a plate. In this case, we're using little cupcake wrappers. Once you get enough of those, the final touch, you add on your sprinkles. So once you add on those sprinkles, you're ready to go. It's time to taste these. These are so delicious. It's Grandma's recipe. Nonna would be proud. Boy, were these good. For Christmas time. Enjoy through the season. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining this, guys. Like and subscribe.